Welcome to the Awaken with Me podcast. My name is Adina. This is the very first episode of the podcast, and so welcome. In this first episode, I'm really just going to talk about what I want for this podcast, my goals, and what I really want is to open up a space, open up communication for us to build a community to help each other heal and guide each other, whether it is through awakening or healing from toxic relationships, talking about self-development, providing guidance for one another. So that is really my goal for this podcast. And that's a lot of what I will be talking about on here is self-development and healing and awakening and spirituality and raising your consciousness and raising your vibration and all of that kind of self-care stuff as well, things that I've learned along my journey, and even provide guidance through my own personal experiences. I've had to heal from a lot and are always healing and continuing to heal through, childhood trauma and toxic relationships. And so I really want this to be a space where we can have a conversation about all of the above, about all of these things that tend to be a little bit challenging and tend to be a little bit difficult, that sometimes have us feeling lost and confused and not sure where to go. And so I want to talk about all of that on this podcast. I hope you join me for the ride, and don't forget to subscribe. I am still looking into this podcast is really only going to be on YouTube for now. I will probably eventually end up looking into putting it other places, but for now the podcast is just going to be on YouTube. So don't forget that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can get notified every time I post a new episode. Just to give you a little bit of my personal background, I am a professional astrologer. I am also a certified Reiki practitioner. I am a single mother of 3 beautiful children. And my goal, my purpose, my reason for being here, my life's purpose is to help guide others. When I help guide people and heal people and really help others discover who they truly are and what this world truly is and their true power within themselves, it gives me this feeling in my soul, in my heart, that's really undescribable. And so I know that this is my journey, my purpose. My whole reason for being here is to help raise the collective consciousness, help heal others who have been through similar experiences as I have. And that's really what I'm going to do here on this podcast is share my experiences, share knowledge that I've accumulated through my experiences, and, talk about all the different types of things. And I would love to hear even topics that you would like to talk about. You can list in the comments below any discussions you'd really like to have. I really want this to be a place where we can build a community and help one another. I believe that our greatest gifts are within our most challenging experiences and hardships, and sometimes that can be quite difficult to recognize or admit or realize. When we have these really awful experiences, sometimes it's really hard to kind of look at the lessons that are within those experiences. But I truly believe that when we have these challenging experiences, there are lessons, life lessons that we learn. And I believe we are supposed to guide others through our challenging experiences, help others through the same experiences that we have had. And so that's mostly why I'm doing this, and mostly why I'm kind of even going through my own personal transformation at the moment and redirecting my business, where I'm shifting from just focusing on astrology and birth charts and helping guide people through that way, but now kind of focusing more on self-development and self-discovery, and where I still do use people's clients' birth charts in order to do that through their sessions. I've added an extra hour onto my session, so I've restructured what a regular birth chart session would be. Basically is now a self-development session. And so I take the first hour, I go over the client's birth chart, and then I take the other hour to really coach them through self-development, but how it's aimed towards them, towards their unique energy. And this is something I've really just implemented. So this is kind of new. I'm really, really hoping that people get a lot of guidance and a lot of help through these sessions that I've created. And I'm also working on courses, and I have so much that I'm kind of working on right now. I'm just, when you finally find something that you're so passionate about and you feel so deeply about it, it's like it clicks and you just give it your all and you keep going and going and going. And you actually have to be careful that you don't overwork yourself, especially when you have your own business, because you don't necessarily have this structured kind of 9 to 5. But I find that when you're passionate, you go, go, go. So you really have to have that healthy balance. But this is kind of a transformation for myself. And so I'm kind of bringing you guys all along for the ride, that now I'm just, I'm going to focus a lot on self-development and healing and awakening and spirituality, and really just discovering who you truly are, helping heal, your innermost wounds so that you can become the strongest version of yourself, which is so important. And I've had to heal from codependency and, self-love, self-worth issues. And I didn't know I was codependent. I had to do a lot of research and a lot of healing and a lot of going within to even discover my own wounds. And I don't even think that I'm finished healing. I think that if we ever feel like we've completely healed, or if we ever feel like we've reached the end, like we know enough, everything's done, we've accumulated everything there is to accumulate, it, all the knowledge, all the wisdom, I think we're doing ourselves a disservice. So I believe our healing journey is constant. I don't believe it ever truly ends. So, yes, you guys are all coming along for the ride for this amazing transformational journey and this new journey that I'm on. And I hope that you all enjoy this podcast. And don't forget, before I end, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you can get notified every time I post a new episode. And I would also love to hear your comments down below about what you think about the podcast, any topics you would like me to get into or research or talk about. I am open to basically anything. I mean, pretty much anything, on spirituality, self-development, awakening, healing. So there's a lot of topics I'm definitely going to be covering in the future. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will connect with you in the next episode.